happened to one of the grand disciples of Srila Prabhupada. A couple, they started a center in Las Vegas in United States. And Las Vegas is not a nice city. It is called Sin City, full of gambling and all those things. But they were having courage to start a Krishna center. But they did not have enough money. So after a few months, they were not able to pay their rent to the center because they were renting a center and they were in complete distress. How can they continue the service of keeping the center alive? Without paying rent, the owner is going to kick them out. So they were walking through the road and both sides, several gambling centers, etc., etc. So suddenly they found near the road, not inside, but not inside the building, but near the road, there was a small gambling machine kept. Somebody is promoting their gambling business. So somehow or other, Krishna must have inspired in their heart. Just go and click that gambling machine, whatever, 2-3 times, and then it'll give, the luck or not. So they did that. Immediately they found that they got huge amount of money. So they were so happy that they got enough money to pay the rent for past few months. Now, is this Krishna's mercy? Of course, yes. But we have been instructed that the 4 regulatory principles. Do not do gambling. No gambling, no meat eating, no illicit sex, etc. Right? So gambling is not allowed. But these devotees, they did gambling. For what? Because their intention was only to run the Krishna center and please the devotees and Krishna. So I heard this story, and later I was able to meet them in some place. So I just wanted to confirm whether this story is correct. I asked them, I heard this story about you. Is it correct? So they told yes. So it's confirmed. So this is Krishna's mercy. At the same time, when Srila Prabhupada was getting ready to fulfill his spiritual master's instruction, he was trying this way, that way in India. And then once he mentioned that Krishna took everything from him. He lost his business, whole money, he was penniless. Is that Krishna's mercy? He tells, yes, that is Krishna's mercy. He tells, Yasyaham anugrinami harishye tadhanam shanai. The Bhagavatam verse he tells. When Krishna finds a nice devotee, then Krishna takes everything from him, just so that he can completely absorb himself or herself in Krishna's pastimes and Krishna's holy name. So what does mercy mean? Mercy means that which increases our absorption in Krishna. So it can come this way or that way. From a materialistic perspective, we might feel like this is a distress. How can I consider this as a mercy from Krishna? But Krishna knows what is the best atmosphere or situation for this particular devotee who is wishing to come back to me. That is how Krishna reciprocates. Now, mercy doesn't come from Krishna directly. Yes, it comes from Krishna, but it reaches us through a pure devotee. As we can see from many scriptural verses, in the Guru Ashtakam, we hear this, Yasya prasadal bhagaval prasado, Yasya prasadan nagati kutopi. So the mercy of Krishna is achievable if we are pleasing the pure devotee or our spiritual master. Then Krishna is pleased. Also, we we hear this story of Narada Muni. In his past life, before he became Narada Muni, he was a son of a very poor maid servant. So they got both the mother, she was a single mother. So both the mother and young child, Narada Muni's past life, they both got the opportunity to serve the Bhakti Vedantas, the pure devotees. So they served them all kind of menial services, and they benedicted this boy, young boy, with the eagerness to receive Krishna's mercy or eagerness to hear Krishna Katha. And then he heard Krishna's pastimes from these Bhakti Vedantas, and that gave him enough attraction to pursue Krishna much more. So the mercy in reality is receiving this eagerness to hear Krishna Katha. Submissively hear Krishna Katha, submissively inquire from the spiritual master. By serving the pure devotee, we can receive the mercy. So we just need to have open-hearted disposition so that we can receive the mercy. It is something like if there is a lot of rain, if we have to receive that coolness of the rain, we cannot keep the umbrella and tell that I'm not able to receive the coolness of the rain. We have to remove the umbrella. Or sunshine is all over there, but if we are getting ourselves kept inside a small room or so without opening any windows or doors, we cannot receive the sunshine. So mercy is always there. Krishna is giving mercy to each and every living entity. Everyone is parts and parcels of Krishna, but we have to show some eagerness to receive the mercy. Now we can see how the topmost devotees of Lord Krishna, the Gopis, how much they are eager to receive Krishna's mercy and how they are able to receive so much mercy from Krishna, especially in this month of Kartik. As we all know, the first day, the Sharad Purnima day, Krishna decided to give mercy to his topmost, dearest devotees. So Krishna started playing his flute. Very beautiful, song Krishna is playing just to attract the gopis. Now the gopis were busy with their household works, but as soon as they heard Krishna's beautiful flute play, they immediately stopped all their activities. Some gopi was feeding their baby, some gopi was serving their husband, some gopi was dressing themselves up, etc. But they left everything and ran to the place where Krishna was playing the flute. And then the story is lengthy, but I'll quickly summarize the story, wherein Krishna in the beginning instructed the gopis, mentioning that this is in the middle of night, you are all nice household wives and you have so much responsibility towards your husband, kids and family members. This is not appropriate. This is not appropriate that you are coming in the middle of the night just to see me. So please go back and then continue your service. He also instructs the gopis, mentioning that if you want to serve me, you can hear my katha, Krishna katha, or you can chant my holy name. You don't need to come all the way here. Now gopis, as we know, they have intense affection towards Krishna, the conjugal love. So they could not tolerate Krishna's speech. So they cried for some time. And then after that, they mentioned to Krishna that they also talk philosophy to Krishna. Now, Krishna, you are the ultimate master of every living entity. You are sitting in the hearts of every living being. So we are supposed to serve you. And what can we gain by serving our husbands and family? It's only distress, material distress. So we have done the right thing, and why you are sending us back? And that conversation goes back and forth. Krishna was simply testing their determination. And then finally, Krishna accepts them, and Krishna started associating with them, the famous Rasa Leela. So he gave so much mercy to them. But in between, while they were having nice pastimes with Krishna, each and every gopi thought Krishna is just engaging his time with me alone, me alone, me alone, because he is mystic. He can be dancing with each and every gopi separately at the same time. But at that time, of course, Bhagavatam describes that to get rid of the pride of the gopis, Krishna disappeared from the scene. Of course, gopis are pure devotees. So later in that pastime, when Krishna appears back again, Krishna speaks to them. My dear gopis, I left you not because you were not so pure or something, but I just left you so that your love towards me will be intensified many, many times. So just to increase your affection towards me, I left you. So Krishna can give mercy this way or that way, even to the gopis. So what to speak of conditioned souls like me? So in that pastime, when Krishna leaves the scene, the gopis were simply running here and there, searching They were asking the plants, birds, where is my Krishna? Where is my Krishna? Did you see my Krishna? Etc. etc. After a while, they could not find Krishna. So in the beginning, Krishna and Radharani were together, even when he left the Gopis. But later he leaves Radharani, and then Radharani is also searching for Krishna. Finally, all of them got together. They came back to the shore of Yamuna and started singing this famous Gopi Geet, which is called the Song of Separation. So the Gopi Geet is from the heart, the Gopis are singing the glories of Krishna. They were enacting the pastimes of Krishna. So in some sense, they were in a higher ecstasy than when they were with Krishna. This is called the Vipralambha mood, separation, love in separation. They enjoy that more than when they are with Krishna. So this Gopi Geet is described in Srimad Bhagavatam in the chapter having 19 verses. In our temple, daily the first 9 verses will be recited in the temple every day during the Kartik at least. Very nice verses, very wonderful meaning. So this verse 9 specifically is very, very celebrated verse. So verse 9 starts with Tava Katha Amritam. It starts with the Krishna Katha, glorifying Krishna Katha. So we have seen that mercy of a spiritual master is that we can increase our eagerness to hear Krishna Katha. Hearing is the basis of bhakti. As we know, our ears are so potent that even if we are sleeping, when the alarm rings, we will hear it, even when we are sleeping. So the ears are very, very potent, the most sensitive sense. So if we are able to hear Krishna Katha, that can increase our taste in the chanting also and absorption in Krishna. So here, this Tava Kathamritam verse describes the glories of Krishna Katha. So there is a very nice pastime in Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita. Now, Lord Chaitanya, as we know, Lord Chaitanya is Krishna himself. He descended into this world around 500 plus years ago. Now, there are a few pastimes which describes why Krishna came in the form of Lord Chaitanya. So at least there are many reasons. One of the external reason is Krishna came 5,000 years ago. He instructed Bhagavad Gita to Arjuna for the benefit of all the living entities struggling here. And he mentioned Sarvadharman Parityajya, Mam Ekam Sharanam Vraja. So Krishna mentioned, you get rid of, leave everything else and then come to me. I will take care of you. But then he could not see the effect that much. So he thought, I should go again, not as Bhagavan, but as a devotee of Krishna. And then teach these living entities how to serve God, how to serve the Supreme Lord and come back to me. So that is one of the reasons why Lord Chaitanya came. Krishna came in the form of Lord Chaitanya. The another reason is Krishna wanted to experience how these gopis, especially Srimati Radharani, is having this intense affection towards Krishna and what kind of happiness they are experiencing. Because once Rukmini told Krishna when he went in the spiritual world, you don't know how much pain we are going through when we are missing you. You cannot realize that also. But there is one way you can realize. If you can consider yourself, or if you become Radharani, or if you become Radharani, then you will know. Only she can help you to know this. So then Krishna had this intense desire to experience Radharani's love towards Krishna. So he thought, I will descend, or I will not become Radharani, but I will become a devotee of Krishna in the mode of Radharani and in the complexion of Radharani, golden complexion. So I can take care of the living entities in the material world by giving the holy name of Krishna and demonstrating how to serve, how to behave as a devotee. At the same time, I can experience the love which Radharani is experiencing. So Lord Chaitanya descended around 500 plus years ago for these two main reasons. And Lord Chaitanya descended in Bengal, West Bengal, not in Vrindavan, in Navadvip. And he had his pastimes for 48 years, out of which first 24 years in Navadvip. He even got married twice. And the second half was mostly in Jagannath Puri. And during the second 24 years, he also traveled all over India to give Krishna Prema to many, many, many living entities. And the later part of his Leela, he went into the complete ecstatic mood of love in separation. How Radharani was, when Krishna left Vrindavan to Mathura, when Gopis and Radharani were going through this intense separation with him, even though Krishna is there in their heart. So he, Lord Chaitanya, was able to experience, and he demonstrated those ecstatic symptoms, which is very, very difficult for a living entity, conditioned living entity like me to understand. But he also gave several instructions for us to purify ourselves and how to conduct Harinam, Sankirtan, etc. So several instructions he gave. So during this Jagannath Puri pastime, as we know, Jagannath Puri is very famous for the Ratha Yatra pastimes. And every year, these huge Ratha carts will be coming onto the road with very blissful deities, big, big deities of Lord Jagannath, Lord Baladev, and Lord Subhadramaya. They will be coming out to give darshan to the whole world, Lord of the universe, Lord Jagannath. By the mercy of Srila Prabhupada, now Jagannath is traveling all over the world every year. So once during the Ratha Yatra, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is there, his associates, Lord Nityananda Prabhu, Advaita Acharya Prabhu, etc. They are also there. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu conducted this intense Harinam in front of the Lord Jagannath's cart. Now it's a long description in Chaitanya Charitamrita, very, very wonderful description, how he was arranging the groups and how he was instructing this person to lead this kirtan, this person to lead the dancing. So he was very peculiar. It was not a randomly organized kirtan. And he arranged 7 different kirtan groups surrounding the Ratha cart of Lord Jagannath. Now during that time, the king of Orissa, his name was Prataparudra, Maharaj Prataparudra. He was a very exalted devotee of Lord. Now, as soon as he heard that Lord Chaitanya, an extraordinary, special, specific, extraordinary personality, came to Puri, he inquired one of his associate, one of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's associates, Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya, about who is Lord Chaitanya. I heard that he's visiting Puri and he has decided to stay here for a while. So Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya, who was an impersonalist before, but by the mercy of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he became a pure devotee. So he told the king that Lord Chaitanya is not an ordinary person. He's not an ordinary sannyasi, but he is a supreme personality of Godhead, and glorified him. Now King Prataparudra immediately accepted the words of this Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya. That is his quality. Now, words of pure devotees, associates of Lord, are as potent as Lord himself. So one who accepts a pure devotee is more qualified to receive the mercy of Lord than one who directly accepts Krishna alone without accepting his devotee. So that time onwards, King Prataparudra had this intense desire to see this Supreme Lord in this form of Lord Chaitanya. So he requested Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya, can you please arrange an audience with the Lord? So Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya immediately told, I'm not very sure because he's a sannyasi. He doesn't indulge with wealthy people or materialistic people, but I will try. So he tried, but Lord immediately told, no, I cannot meet such persons as king. They are, indulged in materialistic affairs. They have big palace, they have several wives, they have big family, and they always enjoy the materialistic pleasures, etc. Of course, King Prataparudra was not such a person, and Lord knew that, but to teach his associates that a sannyasi should not indulge with women or materialistic people. He took that position. So king was not happy with that message, but then king thought, I'll wait. And later, by the mercy of Lord Nityananda, Lord Chaitanya sent one of his outer garments, cloth, to the king, so that king could worship. So king was very happy to receive that. At least I received his garments. I can worship every day. And then another time, Lord agreed to meet the son of King Prataparudra. So son was a young person, maybe in his youth. So he agreed, and then he also embraced his son. So after hearing this, king thought, at least my son was able to meet the Lord. So let me embrace my son. That way I get some experience of, the audience of Lord. So king was always absorbed in Lord. And again, another time, another associate Ramananda Rai tried to request the Lord, please give your audience to King Prataparudra. He's not an ordinary king. He's an exalted devotee. But then again, Lord Chaitanya denied. And then after a while, the Rath Yatra time, so it is Rath Yatra. So one day before the Rath Yatra, the King Prataparudra decided that I'm going to leave everything. I don't want the kingdom. I don't want my family. I don't want my wealth. I don't want any of these power, this, that. If that is an obstacle to meet the Lord, I'm ready to leave everything. He told this to his associates, Lord's associates. Then they told, no. Please don't do that. This is your duty as a king to protect your citizens and take care of the kingdom. Please continue doing that. We will petition to the Lord so that he will give the audience. Just be patient. So we also have to be patient. Many times we desire that this will happen. Lord will reciprocate like this to us. Krishna will give me this so that I can serve him better. Many times we do that. But then sometimes Krishna takes much more time than we desire. So it is in Krishna's hands when to give this facility or that, so that will be the best opportunity for us to serve him. So again, Lord continued his service as a king. And next day, during Ratha Yatra, it is a custom that the king will sweep in front of the Ratha cart all the way while the cart is moving. So next day, king came with his kingly attire and started brooming in front of the Ratha of Lord Jagannath. Now Mahaprabhu has arranged 7 different kirtan parties, as we described before. The 4 kirtan parties, 4 different groups, are in front of Lord Jagannath's cart. 1 on the right side, 1 on the left side, and 1 party behind the Ratha. So we have 4 plus 2 plus 1. 7 different kirtan parties are having ecstatic kirtan. There is a leader for each group, and there is for singing, another leader for dancing. And Lord became or manifested himself into 7 different Lord Chaitanyas. And then he danced along with all the groups at the same time. He is Yogeshwara, Krishna himself. He can do anything. Now, the public could not see that Lord has become 7 different lords and dancing with all the 7 groups. Only very, very few associates whom the Lord gave the divine opportunity to see. Only they could see. Now, king is very nicely sweeping in front of the Ratha cart. Usually what happens, a politician, when a king or a president or prime minister, usually in these days, if they come to inaugurate something, several cameras will come. They will instruct, okay, take my picture, take my video, post this in the Facebook, Instagram, this gram, that gram, whatever, all those. They want fame. Even if they are donating something, make my name there, publicize this, etc. But here, King Prataparudra did not have any desire, any material desire, to show that I am so humble, even though I am the king, I'm so humble, I'm humbly sweeping. No. His only intention was to please the Lord. That's all. We hear this from Shikshashtagam, written by Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Na dhanam, na janam, na sundarim, kavitam va jagadisha kamaye. Mama janmani janmani, Ishware bhavatal bhakti ahaituki tvai. I don't want wealth, na dhanam, na janam. I don't want any followers. Na sundarim, I don't want many beautiful wives. Kavitam, I don't want eloquent speech. Jagadisha, Kamaye, I don't desire for anything else. What do I need? Mama Janmani Janmin, birth after birth. I desire only one thing. Ishware Bhavatal Bhakti, pure devotional service. The special bhakti which is Ahaituki, no cause. I love Krishna. I execute devotional service, not for any reason. Just by execution, I am satisfied. So king is having that mood. Mahaprabhu, Lord Chaitanya knew that. So he was very pleased internally, but he's not showing that externally just to teach his associates. So only very few associates could see 7 different Lord Chaitanyas dancing simultaneously. One among them was King Prataparudra. He was so fortunate. He already received the mercy, even though externally, yes, he could not meet or talk to the Lord. So he could see Lord is dancing. 7 different Lord Chaitanyas at the same time. So much mercy. Now, as the Kirtan progressed and progressed, Lord Chaitanya is dancing in full ecstasy, jumping up and down. And after a while, Lord fainted and fell down. Now, his associates, Nityananda Prabhu, Advaita Acharya, they were all also dancing. Somehow or other, by Lord's arrangement, they could not see that Lord fainted and fell down. Only Prataparudra could see. So immediately king took the Lord and tried to keep the Lord in his lap. All of a sudden, Lord came out of that unconscious mood. And then he saw, oh, I am in the hands of the king. Immediately he started shouting with anger. Don't touch me. Don't touch me. I don't want to touch a king like you. Again, internally he was very happy. But externally, he just wanted to teach his associates or followers that a sannyasi should not indulge with wealthy persons. That's all. So he again denied his audience. And the king became very sad. But Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya told him, don't worry. We will make sure, we will petition to the Lord that you will get his audience. Again, king had full faith in the words of a pure devotee. This is another quality which we all have to cultivate. Srila Prabhupada told, just follow the 4 regulative principles, simply chant and be happy. I will make sure you will be back to Godhead. So if we have little faith in that, that's all we need. We will be with Krishna. So king had that faith, that much faith in the words of pure devotees. So king continued his service and Ratha Yatra kept going. And then it reached a place near a garden, Jagannath Vallabha garden, where the Ratha cart will stop and devotees will offer many different varieties of bhoga. And that time, Lord Chaitanya decided that we'll take rest in the Jagannath Vallabha gardens. Nice breeze, several trees, a lot of shades. So all the devotees went and started taking rest under some trees. Lord Chaitanya was given a raised platform. As you can see behind my screen, that is from that garden, the visualization. So Lord was taking rest. So that time, Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya and other associates told king, dear king, now you come in a simple Vaishnava attire. Remove all this kingly attire. Become a simple Vaishnava beggar, that's what they told. And then go near the Lord and personally massage Lord's lotus feet. And sing the glories of Krishna, especially sing the Srimad Bhagavatam verses, the Gopi Geet, as we heard in the beginning. When Krishna left Gopis during Rasalila, Gopis were singing this song in separation. Sing those verses and see the magic, mystical thing happening. Immediately, king had full faith in the words of pure devotee. King came up with simple Vaishnava attire and went in front of the Lord. Lord was taking rest, closing his eyes very peacefully. King sat near the Lord, started massaging his beautiful lotus feet. And then he started this Gopi Geet, starting with Jayati Tedhikam. Jayati Tedhikam Janmana Vraja, etc. As soon as Lord heard this beautiful composition of Gopis, now Lord has descended in the mood of Radharani. So he is having that same mood of separation from Krishna. So this touched his inner heart, core of the heart. So he came out of his sleep and he heard this singing from King Prataparudra, and he mentioned to the king that please recite, keep reciting, keep reciting, keep reciting. So king continued the songs, verse 1, verse 2, verse 3, etc. When he came to verse 9, which is this Tava Kathamritam verse, the verse goes like this: Tava Kathamritam Tapta Jivanam Kavibhiriditam Kalmashapaham Shravana Mangalam Srimadatam Bhuvi Grinantiye Bhurida Jana. As soon as king heard this verse, he got into highest ecstatic mood. And then he stood up and then immediately told King Prataparudra. He recited this particular word multiple times. Bhurida, Bhurida, you are the most munificent. You are the most munificent. You are giving me so much nectar. You are giving me the invaluable gems. I do not know how to reciprocate, what to give. I don't have anything to give back in return for this treasure. I can simply embrace you. That's all I can do. And then he embraced King Prataparudra. The same Lord who denied the king many times, mentioning you are the king, I cannot even see you in person. Now embracing the king with full of love. And both of them started singing this verse again and again. Tears are shedding. Their body went into this ecstatic mode. Nayanam galadashrudharaya, Vadanam gadgadarudhaya gira, choking their sounds. Pulakair nichitam vapuh. So the hairs on their body standing. All these ecstatic symptoms were shown in both the Lord and King Prataparudra's behavior. So in this way, they continued exchanging this ecstatic mood for some time. And then one more thing, Lord Chaitanya exhibited some of the divine opulences because he is Krishna himself. Krishna has exhibited his divine opulences. He has raised the Govardhan hill. He killed many demons. But Lord Chaitanya came as a devotee, not as Lord, right? And he was in this sannyasi attire now. So he did not exhibit his divine qualities to the public. Very rarely he exhibited to very, very specific, chosen, extraordinary personalities. Now here he exhibited his divine opulences to king. So king received so much mercy. It is described that the reason for receiving the mercy is because his humility. He was sweeping the road in front of Ratha Yatra, during the Ratha Yatra, in front of the Ratha, with such humble attitude, only to please Krishna, not to gain anything else. First thing. Second thing, his simplicity. He was ready to leave everything just to get the audience of Krishna or Lord Chaitanya. These two qualities made him receive the mercy of Lord Chaitanya. So that is what we have to follow in his footsteps. We may not imitate him, but we can follow these two principles. Try to become humble, try to become simple, not only externally becoming simple by wearing simple dress or something, but internally become simple, meaning be straightforward, not becoming duplicitous, doing something, telling something, not like that. So we can also receive the mercy of Krishna, and also by following the instructions of a pure devotee. Very, very important. That is how King Prataparudra received the mercy. Then afterwards, he showed his gratitude to the Lord and the Lord's devotees, because they were the cause for him to see the Lord and then have this nice exchanges with the Lord. So he was very grateful. That is very important, gratitude. And then he left. And then he arranged for so much of prasadam to be distributed to the devotees, etc., etc. And the pastime goes on. So what is so special with this verse, Tava Kathamritam verse? As we know, Tava Kathamritam, this is Gopis are singing to Krishna, Tava Kathamritam, your glorious pastimes, Kathamritam, nectarian pastimes. Our Tapta Jivanam, this is the life and soul of the devotees who are struggling, or persons who are struggling in this material world. In Kavibhiriditam, these are described, these narrations are described by many learned sages, pure devotees. And these are Kalmasha Apaham. This will drive away all the sinful reactions. Just by hearing Krishna's pastimes, our sinful reactions can be removed. And Shravana Mangalam, Mangalam means auspicious, Shravana hearing. It is very auspicious to hear Krishna's pastimes. And Srimad Atatam, these are broadcasted all over the world, because these are filled with spiritual power. Now, Lord Chaitanya desired this, and he wanted Srila Prabhupada to do this service of distributing Krishna's glories all over the world. And because of the intense desire of Bhaktisiddhanta Maharaj and then Srila Prabhupada, of course, all the acharyas, Bhaktivinoda Thakur and every acharya wanted this. And it is happening now. All over the world, Krishna's pastimes are being distributed each and every day or every moment by different devotees. So Srimad Atatam. And Bhuvi Grinanti Ye Bhurida Jana. Very, very important line for all of us. Very instructive. Certainly those who spread the message of Godhead are most beneficent. So Krishna is giving topmost position to his devotee who is not only executing devotional service, but spreading the message of Godhead. Even in Bhagavad Gita, Krishna speaks, the devotee who is spreading my message is most dear to me. So that is why Lord Chaitanya became so happy by hearing this verse. King Prataparudra is showing this or giving this nectarian words. So in Srimad Bhagavatam, when Kapiladev instructs his mother Devahuti, so Devahuti is asking, what can I do to come out of this material entanglement? So Kapiladev gives a long description of how to execute pure devotional service. So part of that in Canto 3, chapter 25, verse 25, nice number, Kapiladev mentions this particular verse. This is Satam prasangan mama virya samvido bhavanti hril karnarasayana katha tajjoshanada pavarga shraddha ratir bhaktir anukramishyati. The verse is very, very beautiful, and the meaning is extremely beautiful. What is described by Kapiladev here is Bhavanti Hrit Karna Rasayana Katha. Again, Krishna Katha is Hrit for the heart, Karna for the ears. It is nectar for the heart and the ears. Hrit Karna Rasayana Katha. But there is an additional thing. When we hear this from a pure devotee, Satam Prasangan, in the association of pure devotees, not from anybody and anyone who is telling about Krishna just to get some money, no. Not such persons. Srila Prabhupada always wants us, hear the Krishna Katha from a pure devotee or follower of a pure devotee. Also can repeat the words of a pure devotee like Srila Prabhupada. We can hear that also. So, Satam Prasangan Mama Virya Samido Bhavanti Hrit Karna Rasayana Katha Tajjoshnad Ashu Apavarga Vartmani. Now, Apavarga means, Prabhupada describes this nice thing. Pavarga means in the Sanskrit letters, Papa Bha Bha Ma. It's a long description. Pa stands for Parishram, Pa for Penam, Ba for Bandhana, Dha for Bhaya, and Ma for Mrityu. He describes Pavarga means materialistic endeavor. People are working hard day and night, and then Pena, form will come out of their mouth because working so hard, and then they are so attached to their assets. Oh, I worked so hard to get this house, this car, this, that. Now I'm attached to them. I don't want to lose. Then they will be fearful, bhaya, about, oh, I may lose this, I may lose this. I'm so anxious. How do I take care of this? Let me invest money here, buy this land, that. All the time they are worried. And then finally, ma, mrityu, they will die. But by listening to Krishna Katha, this verse describes, it will become apavarga vartmani. Now, pavarga means all this material entanglement. Apavarga in Sanskrit means negation. We do not want to, or we do not have to go through these struggles. No more parishram for materialistic pleasure. Of course, we have to do parishram. Devotees are working harder than non-devotees. Even Prabhupada mentioned that. In connection to this, I'll tell 1 minute. There was a devotee, Jayananda Prabhu, Prabhupada's very dear disciple. He actually built the Ratha cart on his own in US. He was riding taxi all over night. He was living in the temple, but evening he will go and ride the taxi. He collect the money. Full money he will give to the temple. He will not take even a penny. And temple, maintain his day-to-day existence, prasadam and etc. minimally. But he's donated everything to the temple. And then daytime he's not sleeping. He will work hard doing temple services, preaching, etc. Once he was sitting in the Bhagavatam class, he started sleeping. So devotees kind of mentioned to Prabhupada, he told, he can sleep, not you. Because he's working all night, donating everything to Krishna. And then daytime also he's working, serving Krishna. So devotees are working harder than non-devotees. So parishram is okay if it is for Krishna. Then we are not attached to material things. We are not fearful of anything. And we are not fearful of death also. Because devotees are very sure that, yes, I will at least get a better human body in a nice family, devotee family. Even if I become a dog in a devotee family, Bhaktivinoda Thakur prays, that itself is very, very auspicious. Instead of taking birth in a rich business family who is not inclined to Krishna. And we know several devotees who got birth into very rich business devotee family, and they are spending their full time, I know at least a couple of them, in preaching. Because Krishna has given them wealth, so they are using their wealth in service to Krishna back. So this apavarga vartmani is the effect of hearing Krishna Katha. And the last line, Shraddha Ratir Bhaktir Anukramshyati. Just by hearing Krishna Katha, we will increase our faith in Krishna and Krishna's words. That way we can apply. Without faith, we won't feel like applying, right? Shraddha and Rati. Rati means attraction will be increased. And Bhakti, pure devotional service. So Prabhupada translate like pure devotional service begin. By cultivating such knowledge, one gradually becomes advanced on the path of liberation, and thereafter he is freed and his attraction, Rati, becomes fixed. Then real devotion and devotional service begin. That's what Prabhupada mentions. Of course, as sadhakas, we are in between. We have started some times ago, but we have not reached to the pure devotional stage. But just by continuing our hearing of Krishna Katha, we can receive so much mercy, eagerness to hear more and more. That is the mercy of Lord, and the mercy comes through pure devotees. And as and when we receive more and more mercy, our eagerness will increase. And then we will start executing pure devotional service without any motivation. I don't care whether I get this service or that service, this time of the day or this day or that day, with this devotee or that devotee. We don't have any consideration. We may have such considerations right now. I'm comfortable doing this service with this set of devotees or this place or that, this, etc. But when we reach to that stage, that is what Prabhupada demonstrated by himself. He was in Vrindavan, he was in different places all over the world, but he was carrying Krishna, so he brought Vrindavan to every place when wherever he went. He was happy doing service here or there in with the same mood. So that is the beauty of hearing Krishna Katha. And I seek all of your blessings so that I can increase my attraction towards hearing Krishna Katha and purify myself and reach to the pure devotional stage. And I also pray that we can all increase our hearing and chanting during this month of Kartik, because the month of Kartik, we have so much opportunities to increase our devotional services by receiving so much mercy. So much mercy is flowing. Damodar pastime is showing that. And Gopis pastime is also showing that. So much mercy is flowing. And Srimati Radharani, this is Kartik month, Radharani's month. Radharani is the most qualified devotee. And just by pleasing her, we can please Krishna. And Lord Chaitanya, the most interesting things, Lord Chaitanya came, Krishna came as Lord Chaitanya in the mode of Srimati Radharani. So we have both Radha and Krishna together in Lord Chaitanya, and he is not looking for who is qualified to receive my mercy, who is not qualified. No. Gauranitai, they are so merciful that they are forcing us to receive the mercy. Even if you don't want, please take it. Lord Nityananda and Haridas Thakur went home by home, begging, falling at the lotus feet of the conditioned living souls. Please take the Krishna Nam. Please take the holy name of Krishna. Please chant Krishna at least once with a little faith. So that much is the mercy in this month of Kartik. And I hope that we can all pray to Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu to bestow and to give strength and capacity to receive this mercy. So I'll stop here. Hare Krishna. And I will request for any reflections or corrections or comments or any questions.
Thank you so much, Prabhu. It was a very wonderful session. I like the point that King Pratap Rudra is approaching Chaitanya Mahaprabhu through Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya. So I think that is the secret of receiving mercy of Krishna, that one should approach a devotee to receive and serve him to receive the mercy of Krishna. So thank you so much, Prabhu. And I will just check if Shyamkund Prabhu is there in the call for any announcement before we go for any question and answer.
Sure.
Shyamkund Prabhu, you're there? Okay, maybe he's not there as yet. So we request devotees if there's
Hare
any
Krishna,
question.
Prabhu.
Okay, you're there.
I'm sorry, I was logged in a different name here. Thank you all for joining here, and we are very fortunate to have, as Dil Prabhu was saying earlier, Prem Vardhan Prabhu with us. I'd like to give a very quick announcement of what is going to come up in the next few days. There's a special series that we are going to have from this weekend onwards. It will be a 3-part series, 3-day series, where one of the sannyasi disciples of His Holiness of Srila Prabhupada, His Holiness Prabhupada Swami, then one more sannyasi disciple, His Holiness Bhakti Chaitanya Swami, who are very senior disciples and also gurus within ISKCON. They will be conducting a virtual Vrindavan Yatra, and you all will be able to participate in this. There will be special lecture series here in the morning at 6 a.m. We will have the lectures most based on the pastimes of Krishna and the glorification of Radha Kund, one of the most holy places. There are many places of pastimes nearby and many samadhis and places associated with saints in the area around Radha Kund. That will be covered for our own edification. Plus, this is we'll be sending, the link will be different, and it will be at 6 a.m. in the morning. In addition to it, this is as the virtual Vrindavan Yatra, which will have sessions 4 times a day, 6 a.m., 8 a.m., 5 p.m., and 7 p.m. We will be sending the link for the morning class, and the same link will be working even for 8 a.m., 5 p.m., and 7 p.m. classes. So in the chat box, dear Lalit Prabhu, I'd like you to write the phone number of Hema Mataji for those who want to avail themselves of the notifications of what are the classes, etc. You can write your phone number in the chat box, and we can add you to a WhatsApp group just for this yatra and then close it after that. Okay, you can come there. In addition to it, the last the last 5 days of this Kartik month is called Bhishma Panchak, and we'll be having some set of speakers speaking on some aspects on how to enhance austerities. The word Bhishma Panchak means that we are taking a vow, like Bhishma Dev, he took a vow, a very tough vow, to please the Supreme, to please his father and to be truthful. And we would like to take vows to please the Supreme Lord. What to take vows, how to take vows, all these will be some aspects that we will cover in the last 5 days. So we'll update you about the next few classes, that is from on Thursday, Friday, too, we'll update it short. That's it, Dilil, from myself.
Hare Krishna. Any one quick question about this virtual yatra? If any one quick question is somebody is having, then we'll go to our question. Okay. Prabhu, they are sharing the. Yeah, please go ahead.
Prabhu, one quick one. So during this virtual yatra, this regular chanting and this what is happening now, that will not happen for that for the morning time, right?
No, we will. If you had noticed, we start the chanting a little early, sometimes at 5:15 or 5:30 itself. So the chanting, we will start at 5:30 to 6. We will have the chanting, and then 6 o'clock the session will start.
Okay. And this 6 o'clock session will approximately will go on till what time, Prabhu?
7 o'clock, 6 to 7.
6 to 7. Okay.
Yeah,
so
maybe 7:15 max, I think. That was 6, 7 something.
Including question, answer, everything.
I'm not sure whether there'll be question answers because this is a yatra which is being live casted in not just English. It will be live cast. It will be translated in Tamil, Telugu, Hindi, and Chinese. There are participants from around the world, including from South Africa, China, the US, UK, etc. So in some sessions, they may open up for questions, some they may not. But we would encourage all of you to ask your questions and type it in the chat room, and the organizer will take it. Or if not, we ourselves will convey the questions and try to answer it for you, either directly from Maharaj or we will type it out and send it across to you too. We'll try that. We want to give a very good experience to all of you for that. We'll try our best. The reason is there may be, here we are around 100, 150 devotees. Over there, we may have like 400, 500 devotees. So how to manage a huge crowd is the question. Okay.
Right, Prabhu. This will be telecasted directly from Vrindavan. Like
no, this
Maharaj...
is no. Maharaj is in US. Like Bhakti Chaitanya Maharaj is in South Africa. His Holiness Prabhupada Maharaj is in the US. Dinabandhu Prabhu is in India. So they're all in different places because of Corona. They're unable to go to Vrindavan, but they want to give the benefit of the visit to Vrindavan to all of them.
Okay. Will there be also visuals of the places they will
That's the highlight of this. There is going to be PPTs. There are going to be songs which are sung. And so the visuals are very much a part of it. That's the thing here.
Okay. Nice, Prabhu. Thank you, Prabhu.
Thank you.
We'll look forward for it. Thank you.
Shamkun Prabhu, the devotees are sharing the numbers here in the chat box. So they're supposed to contact Hema Mataji directly.
We will collect all the numbers and we'll give it to Hema Mataji and the needful.
I have a suggestion.
Yes, please tell me.
Instead of collecting individual numbers from all of us, you might as well post the link to join the group. All of us can just click and join that group.
Sure. Yeah, we will post that too. The only thing, the reason I asked for the numbers is the timings that I mentioned is 6 a.m., 8 a.m., 5 p.m. and 7 p.m. on all days, except for one day here and there where it is 4:30 p.m., something like that. Now, all of you are coming from multiple different WhatsApp groups. So how do we accommodate, give you the thing for everybody is another question. So we just thought as a backup, let us have the numbers of those who are very much interested. We'll anyway post the schedule in all the groups, but just in case it's missed, at least we can intimate to those who are really interested. Is it okay, Prabhu? Hare Krishna.
Okay, Prabhu.
Yeah. Thank you.
Prabhuji,
Yes.
this 5 p.m., 8 p.m. different timings will cover different topics, or it will be repetition of the one?
No, it is not a repetition. So I will, once you give the number, I'll post the topic also. So what's going to happen is the morning 6 a.m. and the 7 p.m. there will be the first 8 lectures. Will be a series of lectures on Radha Kund. Thereafter, there are the other pastimes, other Leela Sthalas of Krishna and Vrindavan, and the takeaway for us from those Leela Sthals. That will be done by His Holiness Rompar Swami Maharaj. At 8 a.m. and 5 p.m. it will be done. It will be by Bhakti Charu Maharaj and I think Bhakti Chaitanya Maharaj and possibly Dinabandhu Prabhu. Their topics are different, but what their topics are, I have not received them as yet. I'll get to know them a little
That's
later.
okay, Prabhu. I just want to know whether it will be that one could join any one of the thing or different sessions. That's what
Every lecture is different.
Thank you, Prabhu.
And it will be a progression. Usually it's a sequential progression.
Okay, Prabhu. Thank you. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Yeah, so devotees, those who would like to join this virtual yatra, please send your phone number in the chat box. Okay, so is there any question about today's session? We'll take up those questions now. Any comment or something? Shivani Mataji, Shivani Mishra Mata, do you have any comment or question for today's session?
No, Prabhu, I actually very unfortunately joined very late. I have hardly heard anything. So I'm feeling very sad. I got up very late today.
Okay, sure. I shared the recording. I have shared the YouTube link, Mataji. I will share it again so you can hear it afterwards.
Yeah, that will be really nice, Prabhu. Thank you so much. I'll hear it once again through the YouTube link.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. May I ask a question?
Yes, Mataji. Please go ahead.
Prabhuji, I have a very mundane question. Pardon me if I'm being offensive, but I'm just curious. One is, why did Chaitanya Mahaprabhu take birth in Bengal? Because for Krishna, Vrindavan on this material earth is his favorite place, and Golok Vrindavan is his favorite place. So why did he take birth in West Bengal? That's one question. Another question is that when sannyasis are not supposed to indulge in like multiple marriages and all, why did Chaitanya Mahaprabhu get married twice? Please forgive me if I'm being offensive in my question. Hare Krishna.
Prabhu, you are on mute. Vardhan Prabhu. Yeah.
Hare Krishna.
Yeah. Prabhu, you are not audible. Any? No, Prabhu.
How about now?
Yeah, now it's fine.
Okay. I don't know, something happened to the system. Yeah, thank you for the questions, Mataji. No offense. We are supposed to inquire any questions. So I'll answer the second question first. So Lord Chaitanya got married before he took sannyas. So he got married first time, and then his wife left the body. So he got married again. After that, he took the decision of taking sannyas. So after becoming a sannyasi, he did not get married. Okay.
Okay, Prabhuji.
Yeah. And the first question, so we hear that in West Bengal, Lord Chaitanya took birth in Mayapur, in Navadvip, in that area. That is non-different than Vrindavan. Acharyas describe that. It is called Gupta Vrindavan, that is hidden Vrindavan. All the pastime places in Vrindavan is existing in Navadvip Mayapur area also. Of course, it is not publicized. It is called Gupta Vrindavan, but that is the description from Acharya. So in that sense, Lord Chaitanya took birth in Vrindavan only. Now Lord is independent Swarat, so he can decide how to descend, where to descend, how to organize his pastimes and leelas by his internal potency. It is up to him. So that is how Lord chose us to do. But yeah, we don't see any difference between Vrindavan and Mayapur.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Thank you so much.
Yeah,
I've
Hare Krishna.
always had this question in my mind. Thank you so much for clearing it. Pranams to you.
Thank you.
We have, I think, Yashoda. Yashoda, you please ask your question.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare
Why did
Krishna.
Chaitanya Prabhu make only 7 groups in the Ratha Yatra, not other number?
Why he chose 7 groups?
Yeah.
I don't know. Probably we have to ask him, or I've never come across this any description why he chose 7 instead of 9 or 11 or something else. I will try to ask somebody and then get back to you if I come across the answer. Sometimes we may not have any descriptions of that. Sometimes there may be something described somewhere. But if I come across something, I will get back to you.
Okay, Prabhuji. Thank you. Very nice class.
Hare Krishna.
Any other question from or comment from devotee here regarding today's session? Okay. So looks there is no further comment.
Okay.
So we are very thankful to you, Prabhu, for taking your time and giving a very wonderful session. And we hope that in future also we would like to have your association. So thank you so much. Devotees,
Thank you for giving me this opportunity. I thank especially Vardhan Krishna Prabhu and Shyamakunda Prabhu for allowing me to speak for my purification with the association of all the devotees here. So I would like to pay my obeisances. Shri Vancha Kalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhya Vacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namah. Hare Krishna.
thank you so much, Prabhu. So we will end the call here, but I will the Zoom will be open for a few more minutes. If some devotees they would like to share the number, please share the number in the chat box. Thank you so much. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.